It's like a scam artist's dream come true. Millions of young Americans up to their eyeballs in school loans and desperate for a way out. The numbers are staggering. 40 million borrowers, more than $1.2 trillion in outstanding debt. That's an average student loan balance of $29,000. Here with more is Michael Santoli, senior columnist for Yahoo Finance. Michael, good morning.
Good morning.
It seems like everyone associates more education with more social mobility. And that situation really creates a great situation for scam artists.
Without a doubt. I mean, you have so many people with so much debt outstanding, and they're looking for a way to manage it, a shortcut to try to pay it off, to try to get maybe some relief from it. And whenever you have that sense of urgency, especially I think about a complicated financial topic, when you have some vague idea that there's a government program that could help, you actually have a lot of private companies that want to take advantage of that.
This week, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau sent letters to Google, Yahoo, and Bing asking them to stop scammers. What exactly are they looking for?
They're looking for companies that essentially, if you search for the term student debt relief, student debt forgiveness, you have these companies that try to have their ads placed against those search results and basically get you to pay them money to do something that really you don't need to pay anybody money for, which is to find more information about how you can manage your student debt.
This seems a lot like the mortgage crisis.
Yes.
Like a lot of the same red flags are going up. What should we be looking for? What should people be looking for?
I mean, the main thing is if somebody pressures you for an upfront fee to administer these documents and basically, apply to the government for relief, that's a big red flag. If they want your student PIN, which is, essentially something that gets all your account information, that's something that you should sort of back off from. And I think basically, just look at the CFPB, the Consumer Finance Protection Board, their website or Department of Education, just to get a sense of exactly what's available and, what are the proper routes to get some relief.
The point is there actually is free and legitimate relief for people who've fallen behind on student loans, right?
Exactly, right. You can get into a program where you can change your repayment schedule. You perhaps can even get some of it forgiven depending on the kind of job you're in. You can consolidate those loans and make them more affordable. So yes, there are ways to do it. And unfortunately, a lot of these scammers want to get in the middle of that and essentially have you pay them money for something you don't need to.
What about legislation? Because after the financial crisis, we saw Dodd-Frank. Do you think that in response to all of this, because this has been bubbling for a long time. We've been reading about it, learning about it.
Sure.
Do you think there could be some legislation put in place?
I mean, potentially, but most of it, I think, comes under some kind of fraud statute if it truly is illegitimate. Also, the CFPB was more or less authorized by Dodd-Frank, so hopefully that's the mechanism for keeping an eye on a lot of these things.
When you look at a number like $1.2 trillion in student debt, Michael, I mean, that's a burden on this economy, isn't it?
It is a drag, and it's one of the reasons that you have younger people are not yet, anyway, buying homes, starting families in the same numbers that prior generations did. I do think it's manageable. I think it's peaked in terms of the amount of debt we're accumulating on the student balance sheet, but I don't think it's something that really can go away very soon.
Do you think there could be some also social repercussions, people not wanting to take public interest jobs because they got to pay off these debts?
Potentially, although some of those programs specifically target people who take a government or public service job and say that will make you eligible for more relief. So there is a little bit of a mechanism there for that.
All right. Michael Santoli, thanks for being here this morning.